check the box? How many of you in here have a driver's license? Wow, almost everyone except for me. I have yet to get my driver's license, but I know that when I do, I'll be sure to check the box to sign up to become an organ donor. And here's why. Because when you're an organ donor, the last thing you ever did on this earth could be the best thing you've did in your entire life. Think about it. The very last thing that you ever had the opportunity to do could be beyond comparison to anything you've ever done before. Simply checking that box gives you a chance to save lives. Basically, you're given permission for your organs that you no longer need to be transplanted into someone that needs them. One single deceased donor can give the gift of life to up to 8 people. You can save up to 8 people's lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can I have you guys stand up? Thank you. Because I'm an organ donor, I will save those 8 people right in front of your eyes. Me, as an individual, has the capacity to save all of them. Thank you. You can sit down now. Me being an organ donor is like, you get a heart, and you get a lung, and you get a liver, and you get a kidney. Wow, I sound like Oprah Winfrey. On a more serious note, if I can convince one person in here to be an organ donor today, together, that's 16 lives that we can save. If I can convince 10 people in here, that's over 80 lives. And 100? Well, you do the math. This world may be small, and there may not be a lot of people in this room right now, but if I could just convince half of the people in this room to be an organ donor, we can make the future huge. Now, when you're an organ donor, you never know whose life you may save. You could save a grandfather of 9 beautiful grandchildren, a 1-year-old boy yet to take his first step, a 15-year-old girl who hasn't had the chance to live out her dream, a mother of 2 young children, a worldwide business owner, a brother, a sister, a loved one. Even Selena Gomez had a kidney transplant. Steve Jobs received a liver. The amount and the type of people that you'll save by being an organ donor is mind-blowing. According to the Center of Organ Recovery and Education, there are currently 123,000 people on the waiting list waiting for an organ to save their life. Of that, 21 of those people died Sunday waiting for an organ. 21 more people died Monday waiting. And today, 21 people will die waiting for an organ. But you have the chance to change that. You can save 8 of those people if you sign up to become an organ donor. The impact you'll make in someone else's life is enormous. You can make them go from living in a hospital, every day waking up in a hospital bed, to eventually bringing their life back to normal. Now, it's really easy to say that the impact you'll make in someone else's life is enormous, but I don't really think you can understand it until you see it firsthand. So I got the blessing of a patient at UPMC Hospital to show us before and after pictures of receiving a liver transplant. This man is a father of 3 and has a beautiful family. As can be seen in the picture, he's very sick, and this was taken after 3 months of staying in the hospital waiting for a liver. With just a few weeks left to live, he received a life-saving liver transplant by a deceased donor, and he went from this to this in a span of a year, and even got to celebrate his 50th birthday with his family. So when I say that the impact you'll make in someone else's life is enormous, this is what I mean. Now here's something you may not know. Not only do you have to be deceased to be an organ donor, you can donate right now and still stay completely healthy. You can be a living donor. For example, you can donate a portion of your liver or a kidney. In fact, UPMC Hospital right here in Pittsburgh does more living donor liver transplants than any other hospital in the country. This is what we're known for. But whether you're a living or a deceased donor, you actually benefit 2 lives for every 1 organ that you donate. Because when you donate an organ to someone, you take someone off the list and then move someone up, therefore benefiting 2 with just 1 organ. Now imagine 8. But usually when I talk about organ donation with people, they tend to shut it down really quickly, based on some common myths I'd like to readdress today. The first myth is the religion. But all major religions support organ donation. All religions have many different beliefs, but one thing that they all have in common is that none of them are against the act of organ donation. The second myth is that the doctors will see I'm an organ donor and no longer try to save my life. Or they'll take my organs and I'll still be alive. But those are just simply untrue, because the doctors will do everything they can to save your life before organ donation is even a thought. And lastly, the cost. But guess what? All of it is paid through the recipient and the recipient's insurance, and it doesn't cost you a penny. So to sum that all up, there's basically no reason not to be an organ donor. Now I want to tell you a story, and hopefully this will leave an image in your mind when you think of organ donation. This man lives in South America, and he owns a $1 million Bentley car. He wanted to bury his car so that he could drive it around in the afterlife. The media picked up on this, and he was criticized endlessly. Everyone wanted to know why he wouldn't give it away or donate its parts. But even with all this hate, he went ahead with his plans. And during the burial of his car, he stopped to address the crowd, and he said, "People condemn me for wanting to bury my $1 million Bentley, but people bury things a lot more valuable than my car. They bury hearts, livers, lungs, eyes, and kidneys. This is absurd. All the people on the waiting list, and you'll bury your perfectly valuable organs." I personally would be one to know, because the most precious man in my life is this patient at UPMC Hospital. This man is my father. In fact, he's had 3 organ transplants: a kidney when I was 2, a liver when I was 12, and another kidney at my current age, 15. Last March 12, 2018, my mom donated a kidney to my dad as a living donor. And if it wasn't for my mom and the 2 other organ donors, my dad wouldn't be alive right now. So when you think of organ donation, I want you to think of 2 things. 1, the story of my dad. And 2, the story of the Bentley guy. And for those of you that have yet to sign up to become an organ donor, you're basically doing the same thing that the guy was being judged for. So I ask you to go out today, check that box to be an organ donor, and leave your last legacy in this world a hero. Thank you.